Welcome to another book review.
Woohoo, book reviews.
If you need some easy reading, we're here for you.
Right? This was such a fun, easy read. I whipped through it.
Let's tell them what we're reading.
Oh, that's so fun.
Okay, let's tell you what the book is so you can find it too.
Right? It's called My Fair Godmother by Jeanette Rollinson. So, and I totally forgot that I even own this book until the new Disney series, Fair Godmother, came out. And I was like, why does that sound familiar? I know, it does. And so I went in and I was like, oh, I have a book that's just like that. So I went in, because this was published a long time ago, and I went in and I found it and I was like, oh, I have to reread this now. And I read it and I was like, Sharla, you have to read this. We have to review this book because it's so much fun. Then my daughter stole it and had to read it before I gave it to you.
Now my daughter has stolen it and has her bookmark in there.
Right, and she gets to read it before I get the book back.
You're gonna give it to.
Oh, for my husband, he wants to read it now. He can't be left out. Bless his little heart. He just wants to know what's all the fun about. And he reads anything he can get his hands on.
He does.
So it doesn't matter. Like even when we went through and like read Twilight, my husband read Twilight.
Sorry, there's men out there that did. Okay, so with this book, we are going to totally do something different for our review today to help you get in the spirit of the book as much as we loved it. So we're going to dive right in and come join us.
All right. My friends call me Chrissy because my name is just way too long to pronounce. So let's just go with Chrissy. I'm Chrissy, the Fair Godmother. And I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, Fair Godmothers do not dress like this. But it is my turn to go to the ball, dang it. And this is my interview and my book. And I just want to talk about how wonderful I am and how much I bring joy and happiness to these poor, lowly girls who just want to be a princess, but don't know how to rock it.
Oh my goodness, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about how I am your Fair Godmother.
That's fair.
Yeah, but I brought you the love of your life.
You know what, people, for this interview, you need to understand that Fair Godmother means that I am an extra credit assignment so she can pass. She's not even a real fairy godmother. I am Savannah and I am popular and cool, and just because one guy breaks my heart does not mean that I need to be thrown into medieval times.
You asked to do it!
You didn't even listen to my wish. You just like heard 5 words and poof, I'm gone. How am I supposed to find shoes or a dress in the medieval times? Tennis shoes are not in style, and everyone looked at me weird.
Well, you were the one who asked for the perfect Prince Charming. Where else do you go at medieval times? If you wanted the perfect shopping trip, you should have stayed back in your world, because that's where I rocked it.
Yeah, you were so busy shopping, you never heard me call for help. You left me there for, it would have been months and months. Yeah, you turned me into Cinderella where she scrubbed the floor forever and had to do everything. And the Prince Charming, total jerk.
Well, you asked for it.
I didn't. I wanted a modern day prince in real life to the prom. And you did not give me that.
Well, you should have said it first.
I tried, but you just like, poof, no pausing when you make a wish.
I had shopping.
Yeah, I know. That took forever.
Well, yeah, there's lots of places in your world.
Your messages.
Oh my gosh, you're so needy.
I don't want to be abandoned and then have to go try and save my poor prince that you thrust into medieval times also.
You wanted it! Oh, I don't understand teenage humans.
Well, I don't understand fair godmothers because that is not what I asked for.
Well, what about you and your attitude and how you screwed up my extra credit assignment? I'm supposed to be a fairy godmother. And what about my leprechaun? What did you do with him?
Oh, well, your leprechaun and his "you're not after me" gold. Oh my goodness. That little guy was not helpful. I mean, it took him forever to figure out how to get me to help poor Tristan, who you shoved back into the medieval times. So, and then poor leprechaun was like, I need to be in Ireland. So what do I have to do? $250 to mail this little dude with his heavy gold back. Meanwhile, I have to leave it to my sister, who then has to open the box. Now she's involved. That's the last thing I wanted. I am really not impressed with your extra credit. I do not appreciate being thought of as extra credit in the first place. I can manage my really important teenage life over here.
Well, maybe if you spent more time in school, you'd understand what extra credit means and how important that is in our lives.
I am working on beauty school, and I have that all taken care of. Thank you very much.
I've seen Grease. Beauty school dropout much?
I am getting to like actually graduate. I am not a dropout. I have a career path. Would you like a haircut or a style? Because that's a little too punk for me, all right? I think you could look much better.
Oh, well, maybe if you did a little extra credit, you wouldn't have lost the first one in the first place. That man might have stuck around.
It's not my fault that he's a brainiac, okay? And I am into beauty school things. And so for some reason it didn't work out. I don't want to talk about him. All right, well, we hope that you enjoyed our guests and our preview of this book, because it was a super fun read, and we were just trying to figure out how to give you guys just the idea of how fun this story is. So hopefully we nailed it. It's definitely a young adult book, and sometimes those are really fun to read. It's definitely a little teenagey, however, not too much that you're gonna like not read it. But if you've got a daughter, maybe a son, who needs a fun book to read, this is a really, really fun read, and it keeps you kind of guessing. And even like I read the back of it, which pretty much what we said is pretty much what's on the back of the book, and I was like, oh, I feel like that gave a lot away, and I was really kind of nervous to be like, oh, well, I already read it all. But the author did such a great job of keeping things just beyond your reach, where you just kind of have hints, but it's so subtle that you just don't quite know. So I loved it. I loved it all the way to the ending. It was a nice quick read, but it definitely keeps you interested.
Right, and our daughters, they're in their teens, so like this, like you'll enjoy it in your young adult, you'll enjoy it as a teen if you're looking for a good teen book for your daughter. Go pick this up. I say skip the show on Disney. This book is so awesome.
Usually the book is always better.
Right?
What are you doing wearing that crown? I'm the one who's supposed to be the princess in this story.
What?
Not her.
I made you the princess!
Nice try. I don't know, just smiling.
Well, the book.
Hold the book.
We both were like, the book.